Texas Johnny had to push with any 2 cards, and King 6 is above average. He knows Nick Slade is just going to call behind and they can check it down.
Yeah.
But anyway, he saved himself a couple of chips, and it's Nick Slade that's going to take on the King Jack with the 10-6.
And a good flop for Slade. He's still behind, but the heart draw gives him plenty of ways to win.
He's actually gone favourite on this flop. Any 10, any 6, any heart.
5.
Not gonna miss.
I'll rewrite the percentages anyway.
Not much in it still, with just 1 card to come.
I like that.
The hook.
The Jack of Hearts, do you know that?
And Johnny,
Okay, any hearts,
still plenty of
You
play.
can't see your cards on hearts. Oh no, he wasn't all in, was he?
Pass. Cool. All in.
No, you're ahead, man.
Slade moved all in right away. Johnny has, they both kind of got something here.
Yeah, it was fairly standard stuff. Nick set Johnny in with well above average King Queen, and Johnny obviously was pretty much obliged to call with anything, and he's found an ace. So.
Houston, you know, he's not going to be that far off where he started if he wins this. I mean, what a ride, and just get the feeling he's going to win it, don't you? Well, he's favorite anyway. Not now.
Not so much.
King on the turn. Has it sealed Texas Johnny's fate? He, at one point he'd won, at this stage of this tournament, he'd won 8 on the trot. Now though, out in third, has the magic rubbed off here? You wonder.
The high was coming back from the low stack. The low was going out just. Really, so. No, I enjoyed it. They're both good players, and some has to be winners and there has to be losers. Fortunately, I'm a loser today, but hopefully I'll be back.
Head to head, and an interesting matchup we've got here. David Johnson has been here before and sealed the deal, and he's got the chip lead. But Neil, his opponent Nick Slade, seems to be a man of more poker experience.
Yeah, Nick's not been on the scene too many years, but he's certainly made a few final tables. He's a very aggressive player.
Yeah.
He's not a million miles behind in chips. It's pretty close. I think I make Nick the slight favourite, although he's got less chips.
Gambling.
Nick wants to probably see flops. He feels like he's more experienced, and his willingness to call off the button with weakish hands and try and take flops is probably going to come out.
That said, this has gone exactly the opposite here so far.
Well,
this is a big pot now, 85,000 or so.
Well, in this situation, Nick was out of position, so he's not so willing to take a flop necessarily.
Check.
And he maybe saw some weakness from David and thought he'd try and exploit that. This could be a big pot now, though. David's come out betting.
Yeah, well, Slade's pulling the check raise here, isn't he?
Raised. Sorry.
And
wow. Amanda's got very excited about that check raise.
I'm so sorry.
And rightly so.
Slade, he set this up pretty well, Nick. I mean, and this pot's going to start to get to a size. I mean, obviously,
50 on top.
Johnson doesn't have much of a hand at all. He's got to fold it. But I'm guessing that's going to sort of level the scores here.
Fancy for the queen.
Yeah.
Or the 6.
I think Nick played that very well, actually, and David obviously had a stab at it, which is fine, and nothing wrong with that. He's got a pocket pair, and
Chip count.
Nick figures to miss 2 out of 3 times, and nobody did a great deal wrong. Nick played it very aggressively, and he's got the chip lead now.
DJ's been pesky. He's managed to survive a level and a half, a whole level.
I think he wants to move in this hand. Well, he's got ace queen anyway, but really this was a time really when he needed to play the hand pretty much whatever. The chip should get in the middle here anyway.
Yeah.
And we have an all-in call.
A little revenge is sweet here. He done to you what you did to me. But still 5 cards got to come on the flop, turn, and river. 156,000. Be a nice little stack to play with. Although blind's going up soon.
Yeah, it's a big mountain to climb still. There's the king as well.
Worst card for Johnson on the flop. Is this the end, my friend? Doesn't feel it. And, yeah, sometimes mercy can be so cruel. But, 2 more outs here now, ace or queen. And king's old. Put up a nice heat there, David Johnson, but Nick Slade, what kind of force is he going to be in the semis, do you think, Neil?
He's definitely a force, yeah. He's an aggressive player. He had a good sense of timing tonight. He got a nice run of cards in the heads up. He didn't get too carried away when he shot into the lead. He's played well.
David Johnson's last hand, be careful what you wish for. He set the trap, but then had to survive the board, and the king was the end. Pair of cowboys and 5s making the noise for Slade. A lot of back and forth, but in the end, Mr. Slade comes through. Congratulations, Nick.
Thank you.
Early days, you made the straight flush, and then it looked like you were running away with things, but you had a bit of a setback.
Yeah, I mean, I made a move on Christoph the hand before. I think he was counterfeited with 5s, and I was counterfeited with 4s. Right. So I got away with that one, and then he's betting into me on when I had the straight flush. So I set off really strongly, and in the middle section, this fellow was banging the table, and I had to sit there very, very sort of quietly and just let him get on with it and see if we could take a few players out, because there was 5 all-ins and they all survived. Right. So we'd get three-handed, and we're all not dissimilar players. So one of us had to sit there and be quiet, and I'd just waited for John or Dave to make a move, and John made a move on me, and I couldn't pass the hand because I was too much invested already. Yeah, and commiserations, Dave, but well played. It was kind of the opposite fortunes from Nick in that you started off real slow, and then you caught fire, like.
Yeah, I caught a nice few hands, and I thought I started playing well, but in the end, chips dwindled away, and a few bad mistakes, I think, but you know, that's hindsight now, so.
Well, you'll be in the turbos, and Nick, this is your first time going to the semis, I think, in one of this format. Yeah. What's your plan? You excited? Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It just depends who's, you know, I'll format my plan when I see who's on the table, because it makes such a bit of difference. I mean, I will say to David, he ran into a good section of hands there. You had some nice hands, just a bit. Slow played them, but you know, and got paid, but. He was very unlucky. He played very well today. It all comes around. Good luck in the turbos, Dave, and good luck in the semis, Nick. Thank you. 5 now in that first semifinal. Who will take the last seat? Well, last year's runner-up Daz Hickman will be in the mix next time at thepartypoker.com European Open 4.